Man, I'm in such a good mood because today I went out and I got my copy of the brand new book by Barnaby Joyce. Everybody... There we go. It's called Weatherboard and Iron, Politics, the Bush and Me. Great gift idea for Father's Day. Terrible gift idea for Natalie Joyce. And, can't wait to read it and find out what's bloody in it.
Barnaby Joyce has revealed new details about the events which ruined his marriage and career. The former Deputy Prime Minister has admitted he spent years in Canberra, quote, wandering and getting close to other women.
You know what? I'm good, actually. I don't need to read about Barnaby getting close to women, particularly when the autobiography is described as warts and all. No, thank you. Barnaby, women, warts, no thanks. In an interview today, however, Barnaby said the book wasn't all about him. He said the primary purpose of the book was to draw attention to rural Australians who struggled and felt either ignored or shunned by wider society, and that he only included salacious details regarding his affair to draw people to the core message. Yes, because nothing shines a spotlight of rural Australians like a book about the life of a horny politician in Canberra. There it is. It's always been about putting the farmers first, OK, for Barnaby. He hates avoiding the spotlight. Farmers first, avoid the spotlight. That's what Barnaby's always been about. I mean, why else would you have an affair with your media advisor while abstaining from the vote on same-sex marriage due to your support for traditional family values, tell the media the affair is a private matter when they try to report on it, then dig in and refuse to resign as National Party leader, call your Prime Minister inept, agree to resign as National Party leader, and then sell your story to Channel 7 for $150,000. It's all about the farmers! The farmers bloody love that shit! Remember Barnaby questioned the paternity of his child just weeks before it was born? Apparently, in the book, Joyce says questioning the paternity of the child was a terrible mistake, but that he did so under the perverse logic that he didn't want to reward the relentless media with any details. In his book, Barnaby said, somehow I thought that creating doubt by not having all the details might switch this frenzy off. Oh yeah, because you know what the media frenzies hate? Intrigue. Oh man, did you hear what happened to Sharon? No, and I have no further questions. The end. Hey, let's have some bank news.
The security and investments watchdog ASIC is getting serious with the four major banks and wealth manager AMP. They'll now have ASIC corporate cops embedded in their staff to fight white-collar crime.
The corporate cops are going in to be embedded with the bank. That sounds awkward. Like just working in the office. OK, we've got Steve here, he's in charge of Friday night drinks. That's Mish, she runs the Office Melbourne Cup raffle. And Tony over here, he's in charge of snitching on everybody. He takes care of the dobbing and betrayal. Have a great weekend, guys. Fuck you, Tony! There are legitimate concerns, though, that ASIC's new powers might not be effective.
Just putting people in there watching isn't going to change anything in and of itself. There can't be any Stockholm syndrome amongst the ASIC guys who are seconded there. Yeah, that would be a pretty big key part of law enforcement. Rule number one, don't get Stockholm syndrome with the people you were investigating. Freeze, you're under arrest! And I love you. No, it's not going to work. Not going to work. Give me that book again. No, OK. Finally, exciting news tonight.
Australia's population will hit 25 million tonight due to high immigration and solid birth rates.
25 million people in the country, everybody. How about that? That is so many people. We've finally beaten you. Fuck you, Shanghai. Yeah! Unfortunately, our ratings do not reflect that figure. Now, this is exciting news. It is unfortunately a little bit premature.
The record comes 33 years earlier than was predicted just 2 decades ago.
Well, to be fair, in 1998, we made a lot of bad predictions. We thought Brad and Jen were going to be together forever, OK? 25 million Australians. Before you start congratulating yourself on all the fucking, Barnaby, it's not just babies. Migrants are playing a big part in this, even people from the Netherlands. And, it's a little studio joke we have going on. And, 25 millionth Australian is they're likely to be an immigrant from China or India. As author George Meglagina says...
It should be a young Chinese girl, a student or a skilled worker.
Thank you, George. That was weirdly specific. Now, might not thrill our old mate Andrew Bolt, who was written of the foreign invasion. Terrifying. Apparently 90% of all new migrants are moving to Sydney or Melbourne. Minister for Citizenship and Multicultural Affairs Alan Tudge wants that to change.
We've got other regions in Australia which are actually crying out for more people, whereas places like South Australia, the South Australian Premier is saying they'd like to have an extra, say, 15,000 people each year.
Oh, come on, Alan. We couldn't even get convicts to live in South Australia.